I will give everybody a little brief introduction to Calling All Poets, those folks that don't know. Calling All Poets has been doing what you're going to be doing now for the last 21 years. We do it in Beacon and in New Paltz every first Friday and every third Thursday at the Town Crier in Beacon. Since we've started Zooming, we've added another special event every second Monday, and that is another open mic, and we do a round robin type of thing. The one that is coming up on May 28th, this Thursday at 7 p.m. That is called Be the Feature, and everybody gets 10 minutes unless, of course, there's 400 people that sign up, and then that gets a little bit crazy. So we'll shrink it down from there. But everybody would get 10 minutes if it's a small group of people. You can check us out at www.callingallpoets.net. And if you want to be on our email list, just scroll down the page of the home page and put your name in there, and you'll get the Zoom links and all the other stuff that joins in with it. I think we're waiting for Jim Eve, but we can start without. All right, we got Sharon. Hi, Yolanda.
Hi, Cyan. Hi, Elionette.
Fear base of COVID, but from a spiritual perspective or metaphysical perspective, speaking, where it gave us an opportunity to really open up a lot of things that, because we're so busy in the minutia of our day-to-day lives, of our careers, paying bills, calling, and then being able to focus even within just the here.
All right. I don't know what that's all about, but that's cool. Also, I should introduce the gentleman behind caps. I'm the, as they say, the face of the franchise. I'm sure there could be other better faces, but at the moment, I'm the face of the franchise. Greg Kilrell runs all our Zooms and all our websites. And we're waiting for Jim Eve, who is the founder of the whole organization from 21 years ago. And whenever Jim joins us, Jim joins us. Did Penny come on yet?
She's in that limbo state, and she hasn't responded again. So perhaps I'm going to remove her and then see if that unjams her so she can come back in.
All right, because I'm thinking I might want to get started.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's 3:10. All right, so the way the open mic works is we're going to do 2 poems, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. That's and if we have time, as the 2 hours stretch out, if we have time and someone's got a third one and they want to do it, let's do a third one. Yolanda, being that Penny is our first reader and she has not hooked in yet, would you like to go first? But you have to unmute yourself. Okay.
I'd love to go first.
All right, go ahead, go for it. Everybody, this is Yolanda Barnes.
Hey, Yolanda.
Okay.
Hi, Yolanda.
Hi, everybody. My name is Yolanda Barnes, but everybody calls me Yogi with 2 eyes. And I'm excited to be here today. I'm going to do my 2 signature pieces, and then I'll be here if you need me. I'll be waiting for y'all.
Yeah.
This first one is called Letter to the Abused. This is a letter to the abused, those battered, used, and bruised. Those told to be ashamed, told time and time again that hand to face and fist to throat are the only ways you'll ever get love. Can't help but look down while trying to get up. And while words went in one ear, they were slowly messing with your mind. You were foolishly thinking, he loves me. He loves me, he's just having a rough time. And in time, this letter will make sense to you. You were made to be his soft place, but you're not bold enough to be, too brittle to be, invincible. With each blow, you know you have to go, and you too hurt to let anyone else know, but don't think they don't see those bruises. Suspect the abuses, as love has you hiding him. And as you're hiding him, he's sprinkling in how nobody else will ever want you. And the once sure shoulders of friends have now turned cold. They remembered you when you used to be bold, bold enough to take a stand, not take no crap from no man. Now you're just broken. You don't hear anything past the general day-to-day conversations, and they're tired of waiting for you to get from underneath his thumb now. He's so bold now. Everyone has watched him grab you up by your shoulders, get face to face with you, call you dumb, trick, pointing at the ground saying, sit, and you do. See, this letter is for you when you know who you are. Shades in the wintertime, MAC to cover scars and scars to hide handprints that have marked your seemingly delicate skin. This letter is for you. And your belief that love is fist to face is ill-conceived. Please believe that there is someone out there who will love you, build you. Now, I'm not saying it won't take time. I'm just saying before you free yourself, free your mind. And I know you're wondering how I could write you this letter line for line because, sweetie, I used to be you. I can sign this letter sincerely, formally abused. In peace.
Wow. Oh,
Great.
Thank you. I do a little bit of everything. I do roller coaster. I like to take you high, take you low, take you around the bend, and do a little bit of everything.
That's what we love.
Yes. Oh, so this next one is another signature piece. It's erotic, but don't get scared. Please don't get
All
scared.
good.
social distancing, we're fine.
So it's called Peanut Butter Jelly Time. All right, here we go. Okay. When I say peanut butter, you say jelly. Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly. This right here is an erotic poem. An erotic poem done with a twist. You'll never look at sex the same after hearing this. I'm planning to make you wiggle in your seat, hard and tight, cross your feet, make your heart skip a beat, or at best make you smile. Something you haven't done in a while. Here's how. Close your eyes and imagine this. Peanut butter jelly, oh yeah. Now, I know you're wondering how the comparison can be made, but listen, erotic is defined as concerning and or arousing sexual desires, and this adds fuel to the already poetic fire. I mean, we've all heard them say, that must be jelly, because jam, oh, jam, don't shake that way. And in this poem, I got room to play in. All double entendres are intended in a sexual way. So sit back, relax, and try hard not to giggle when I say, it's peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. And not that nasty definition you find online. And I'm not talking about them sandwiches from your childhood either. I'm talking about when grown and sexy meat between sheets got you out there thinking about lust. I'm just up here talking about lunch. You know, cutting the tension and easing the day, rubbing you the right way, smooth, so you don't get upset. Cut the crust off you if you let me. I know I look silly, but being a choosy mom that doesn't want anything in a jib, damn Skippy. Best believe I preserve all my jellies with all the right flavors for you to get. And after taste tests, nothing brings out the passion in peanut butter like you, and they can try. But Peter Pan is nowhere near the man of you in that six-pack for fingers to stick to. Sticky, icky, icky. Licking on the back of knife and fingers too, and that's only after spreading him over every inch of that bed. It was my bed. I mean bread. As my jelly finds an intimate increase and Smucker soft kisses burst in cheeks, reminding you, peanut butter jelly time. And no other jelly can compare as his smooth and creamy hits roof of mouth stuck in satisfaction. Glad there ain't no allergic reaction. Because the only thing left to do is let Teddy's hit the floor because the heat is on. And in between, nibbles turn to bites. Giggles turn to repeat invites. And the smashing together of flavors are perfect. It's enough to bring out the Nutella in me and you. Don't move. Because all that's left to do is get this milk. Woo! This has been erotic poetry done with a twist, done so slick. I know y'all want to go get some peanut butter jelly time. Thank you.
Oh, that was wonderful. Loved it.
Oh la la.
Oh la la, I love it.
Yes. Yes.
That's the perfect way to start an open mic, boy. How about that? That is perfect. Thank you, Yolanda.
Fabulous.
And you got another one for us if need be, right?
Yes, if you need
All
me.
right.
All
right. I don't see Loretta Olick yet. So our next open micer, longtime friend of Calling All Poets, longtime supporter, Mr. John Martucci.
I'm up.
You're up.
I'm going to do, I spared the buttercups today. Yeah, it came to mind today, yesterday when I was mowing the lawn, and there were the buttercups back again. Okay, so here it is. I spared the buttercups today. I mowed the grass, the clover, the dandelions. Let, let the neighbors mock my misfit lawn. Those buttercups mean more to me than mere conformity. Some may wonder why I didn't care enough to spare the dandelions. Call it triage if you must, but dandelions are always with us, while buttercups so seldom grace me with their yellow glow. Calling your sweetheart buttercup comes across as endearment. Calling her dandelion just doesn't have the same ring. Buttercups come into being, lend us their beauty for a while, and then depart. When they do, without remorse, I'll mow down the remains.
And there you go.
Yeah, very nice.
And I have one more here. The door rattles when she steps in. The door rattles when she steps in. The floors creak in agreement. The birds wait their turn to twitter, and trees sway in the wind. The windows rattle when she calls. The clouds reply with thunder's voice. Hail hammers the rain gutters, and traffic slows to a crawl. Foundations falter when she finds fault. The walls like curtains tremble. The furniture vibrates, slides askew, and knickknacks fall from the shelves. The breeze whistles when she sings. The sun shines down on every note. The birds return in harmony, and thunder stops to listen. That's it.
Nice work, John.
Nice.
Beautiful.
It's nice to have John join us again now that he's got the technical difficulties taken care of. Light Skin, you're up.
Hey, good afternoon to everybody. Thank you very much for the forum. I go by the name of Light Skin, which stands for Living Into Every Situation Known in Nature, LITESKIN. I am going to ask you guys to go on a journey with me, and I call this All in One Body. I am the one dominant son of a goddess and goddess who has fallen victim to mishaps. The eternal burning flames and my antonyms are nonsense and riffraff. Speak powerfully. Strength is my only matrix. While all your so-called messiahs get brain twisted at the basics. Caress hearts and spoken tongues. Thoughts cause earthquakes and typhoons. Words illuminate your every darkness. I'm the one who lit your full moons. My intellect outshines all of your golden pressures. And the only reason your summers are so hot is because of my body temperature. I am a human magnet for truth and intelligence. I made love to Mother Nature and we created 4 elements: earth, fire, water, wind. Satan came to me as a female serpent. We gave birth to sin. I am the measuring stick for all of your holy men. God and I made up commandments, but he got tired after 10. I wrote the Constitution at a time of writer's block. Time is a no man's essence, so I created the first clock. I took the Statue of Liberty to the prom. That's why our hand is raised. There was a best couple competition and we won first place. I planted the first seed that had hippies hugging trees. My creators trained me with encyclopedias to teach me how to read. The planets were nothing more than marbles I used to play with as a baby. And to make life more challenging, I constructed a reservation called Hades. It used to be a steam room where I would relax. Now it's a residence for those who commit evil acts. I blueprinted the Underground Railroad and freed many slaves. Had a cipher with Confucius and Einstein and left their minds in a daze. I spoke for days and gave a speech. I have a dream. I taught Betsy Ross how to stitch the first flag scene. I died and came back as Malcolm X and Tupac, but you didn't understand my knowledge. That's why I got shot. At one time, I was Medusa's barber. I gave her a fade, then took her hair to the United Snakes parade. I taught Mozart the tricks to the trade and turned them classical. I gave the talent of art to Van Gogh and Picasso. Is it possible? Just ask Michelangelo. He overheard me speaking about women to Romeo and Othello. I had a meal with the 12 disciples, but it was just breakfast. That same night, Judas was wearing a rope for a necklace. Oh, in the Grand Canyon, it's just my burial ground. And they'll cover it with golden sands when I decide to lay down. So you may be wondering, where has he been? Right now, I live in a body known as Light Skin. Light Skin 1, 2, 3. I have another piece called I Spit. I spit for Khalid Broder. Trayvon, and Sandra. There's so many questions but no clear answers. I spit for Garner Gray and so many others whose remains are mourning children with destroyed mothers. I spit for my brother who spiritually died behind a cell, released from that system and departed his shell. I spit for Sean Bell, to death due in part. Didn't get to the altar to give her his heart. I spit to spark fires in our young who all feel abandoned, because miseducation and handcuffs have all become standard. I spit against the cancer spread through our home, flood the hood with drugs and nickel-plated chrome. Now for that, we must spit to our own, feed our people with the truth, be more responsible when you're in that booth. Our roots are warriors, trained and ready for war. I spit, you spit. My question to you is, what are you spitting for? Light skin, 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Very nice, man.
Thank you very much.
How long, if you don't mind me asking, how long did it take you to write that first piece?
The first piece, I wrote that and I'm originally from New York City. Migrated here, Orange County, now work in Poughkeepsie 2 years ago. I wrote that and on the train in New York City at 4 o'clock in the morning, falling asleep. I want to say that it took me, give or take, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, give or take. Yeah. I was much younger back then, and the mind was a little different.
Well, that was a great piece, man. It encompassed a lot.
Thank you.
That
I
was
appreciate it. Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, like they say, we as poets, as writers, we want to bring the audience into our lives and our stories. So that was my way to kind of bring in everybody and kind of go down the line of history and kind of tell a story that'll keep everybody engaged. But thank you very much.
I'm pretty sure I can speak for everybody. We were engaged.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
All right, our next reader, Pina Russell. Come on up.
That's me. My first case ever. Hi. So
Hey,
lovely,
yeah.
everyone. Really, really lovely. I'm going to read a couple of things from a manuscript in process of mine called Putting It Right, which is based on this beautiful self-healing process that the Hawaiian people have been reviving out of their past traditions in the last 20, 30 years. And it was introduced to me by a friend who had been through that process in a very deep way, and it changed my life. And I've been working on this book for a while. I'm going to start with a piece that was written for John Giorno. This is for the section of the book that is based on this healing technique, Ho'oponopono, thank you. There are 4 sections to this healing process. The first is, I'm sorry. The second is, please forgive me. The third is, thank you. And the fourth is, I love you. And you say these things to yourself over and over again as frequently as you can and see what arises. My old friend, John Giorno, the great performance poet, died recently. Many of you either knew John or knew his work. And he's a really deep guy and a crazy man in all the right ways. Beautiful guy, following a Tibetan Nyingma Buddhist path. And one of his best known, best loved pieces that he performed for like 4 decades was called Thank You for Nothing. Thanks for Nothing, excuse me. So this poem came up when I was trying to reconcile my loss for John, you know, and also celebrate some of the strange conversations we had. And it's called And So It Goes, This Machine, for John Giorno. Thank you, John, for dying the other day while everything still fastens me to this recurrent past. Thank you for having teased me senseless about cherishing regret. I still say it disproves our so-called right to be, our so-called right to know, and above all, our so-called right to exist in this strange worldly premise of non-existence. Thank you, everyone who tantalized this non-existence of mine into life with promises blown back to my face in gravest impunity, proving me wrong again and again, till I was at last proved right, that there's nothing but thank you worth hauling to the end in this soul sack made of the fantasy that I ever existed at all. Thank you, so-called non-existence, for the gift of pretext, proof of life, despite all proof to the contrary. Thank you, mothers of nothing, whose milk runs warm despite insistent mouths that purse round a world run dry. Thank you for mourning the mother I never had, more than the one I did. Thank you, inevitability, for taking her before the indignities did her all the way in, so she could flee all the way out. Thank you, mother I had, for leaving my hand empty often enough to break the habit of expectation. Thank you for demonstrating there's no such thing as easy love, even under the laziest conditions. Thank you, ambition, for your failures, and even more, your rewards, each one less consequent than the one before it. Thank you for teaching me to look kindly upon my ugliest work and forgive its stubborn will to displease. Thank you for the master class in final breath, Lamaze for the labor of leaving. There's not much I haven't done to deserve this ignorance, but thank you for giving my stupidities a lifelong platform to pinch myself awake. I know you could now care less, John, that I hanker for one more sip of grappa with you in our unsentimental, irreplaceable way. I'll miss you, but not for long. And then, like you did for Alan and Jasper, I won't wish you'd come back, even for an instant. This is how we keep each other clinging to the soil, its dead and each other. Thanks for nothing, John, leaving a weight behind too light for anyone to hold.
Wow.
Do you have another one, Pina?
If there's time,
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, go for it. This is the first poem in the book called Dead in Kitchen at Sunrise, 1971. It starts the book off, and this is actually the kind of persona narrator that threads all of these poems together. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes.
I can hear you fine.
Funny, I find myself thinking, how a whole life is seen from here through eyes not absolutely my own anymore. Every morning I am the one who reaches for the pendant switch over the table, alone and fine with that. I enter, watch my hand as if it were some drifters from the breadlines of my youth. He makes his way in unheard at dead of night. He sits at my table under the darkened lamp. He takes nothing but the precious hiss of our exhales, innocently scattered down the hall. Then, soon as he hears my footsteps and the carrot of floorboards under my feet, he shuffles out through the mudroom, back to the train yard and his company of men, waiting for a boxcar to haul them where their ship, not mine, will not come in same time every day. The words perfect stranger were invented for that guy. Perfect stranger, the way you turn on that light as if I wasn't even here. The last dark removes itself into the same trees, packed into the same little window like bales of flowery light. Trees, light, hobo in the night. Their strange comforts reveal that all is preserved, like the pears we stopped canning after there were too many to feed so few left under this roof. I hear the others stirring in their beds. Don't tell me no one else is here nowadays. The pine doors reluctantly crack open to begin a day like this one. This has always been the only one. I pretend I see nothing. I say nothing of us doing the same things over and over. It doesn't matter if I tire of watching. The things are done anyway. First boys, first bath in the kitchen sink. Muddy shoes scrambling over waxy linoleum. Silence at table when there should have been talk. Talk over table when silence would have made a kind of difference I haven't got words to define. I say nothing of the drifter whose shoulder grazes mine on his way out each and every dawn. I keep waiting for one of us to look back at the other, but the light's been turned on. It's on, and everything dissolves into its steady, unchanging haze. Thanks, y'all.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you, Tina.
Beautiful.
Our next reader for the afternoon, Mr. Fred Poole. Come on, Fred.
Hi. This first of two is called Words Without Wings. I want to hear bagpipes playing beyond funerals. I want to taste salt sea air whenever I want it. I would like to take up skiing again and really get to know opera and meet the girl with bangs for the first time. I want to go back further than I've ever been and make myself a different man, to paint and draw beyond, if that is not an unhealthy idea. Words with wings. Marta spoke like that at the start, and still does, and I wished I'd answered with song, even an old popular one that went with a song in my heart. Donald Trump confesses to preferring opticals to anything real. But I behold your adorable face, and I would be that like that with music, if in some timeless way I shouldn't have tried a certain guitar that made my fingers bleed. And this one is called High Birth Racism. When they called it our greatest generation, were Americans being ironic? The generation that could provide night riders for the Klan and make Times Square and ping pong as white as its baseball teams and favor cheap round-shaped cloth golf bags and proud to be Gentiles in the greatest generation, were the Jews whiter than Mussolini. One of my grandfathers said Jews worked unfairly hard and so could steal other people's jobs. The other grandfather said the Japanese were a lesser breed. The latest generation, white Anglo-Saxon, non-Baptist, non-Mormon Protestants. Hitler white, Tojo yellow, Mussolini Italian, lesser breeds. The family saw us as being very like the English. My great uncle Jahan was an upper-class Indian, dark as an African, allowed in the American summer hotels that kept out Jews and blacks, but not in colonial Bermuda, which showed how like the English we were. We, dear God, me, not we, me. It made them angry. Please and thank, dear God, me, not we.
Thank you, Fred.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do while we'll take a quick, not a quick break, but I want to introduce the founder of Calling All Poets from 21 years ago, Mr. Jim Eve. He's here somewhere. I know he's there. There he is, sitting in his office. Jim, you want to say a few words?
Hi, Jim.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad everybody's participating, and you know, these Zoom adventures have turned out well. So I appreciate that everybody has kind of got on the internet to share their poetry with us, as always, with CAPS. One of the things we like to do is bring as many poets in to the program, whichever way we can do it. And obviously, the internet has become a big part of us now. So thank you for all participating, and I'm looking forward to hearing everybody. So That's all I got to say for now.
All righty. That was Jim Eve, founder of
Right.
Calling All Poets. Penny Brody,
Oh, hey, Mike.
you were supposed to go first. You want to go now?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. Took me
How you
forever.
doing, Penny?
I'm doing okay. I'm a Catskill Mountain Hermit.
There you go.
Catskill Mountain Hermit. Shoo-hee. All right. I'm doing teletherapy from home, so I'm so glad I still have a job. So it's been interesting trying to do teletherapy with 3-year-olds. It's been a trip. It's been a trip. So anyway, I want to start off. Do I still have just 5 minutes?
Yeah, take what, you know. We're not gonna disconnect you at 7.
All right.
Hi, I'm sorry. It's Poet Gold. Can I just jump in for one quick second, Penny?
Sure, absolutely.
Stop in and just thank everybody for being on. We just want to take a quick second because I have to take this live to Facebook and we're just having a challenge. So I just need to do this right this second with you guys, if you don't mind, with Greg. Okay, Greg, what do we need to do in order to take this live to Facebook? Let me unmute you. Can you unmute yourself?
Bettina, it's not going to happen today. I didn't get the information that I needed from y'all, and it can't happen right now. For this 3 to 5 session, it's not going to happen.
Okay. So
We'll
you
do a postmortem certainly afterwards, but it's not. I can't do it in an ad hoc way at this
got
point.
you. Okay, all right. I just wanted to thank
I'm
you
so sorry.
for being a part of PoughETRY Fest.
Oh, thank you.
As soon as the recording stops, if you can just download it, just shoot it to me, and I'll just, the way it is, you don't have to edit it, just send it to me, okay?
You got it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mike.
You got it. Thanks.
Bye now.
Guys.
The lady behind PoughETRY Fest, Poet Gold.
Yeah, Potown Poetry.
All right, Penny,
Absolutely. Okay.
go for it.
I'm going to do the one that's in 2020 Poetry Anthology. I'm going to start with that. So this is called Real Lee. Good and plenty. Hot stuff. Titles of cookbooks stacked on the bench so the pianist can sit and play. And she is hot stuff, plays good jazz and plenty of it at 88 years old. Bassist over her left shoulder, smooth and sincere on a deconstructed instrument, just right for a small jazz corner so fans can draw near. He aware of her every nuance, cue, a lift of the shoulder, a turn of the head, a cast of the eyes, signaled many musical maneuvers. Stroll, lay out, trade, solo, chase me, take it home, baby. No need for scores. A call and a nod is enough said due to years of jamming and all kinds of sets with almost anybody on almost any tune. Lee Shaw is her name. That's right, Lee Shaw is her name. And I've heard of her many times over the years. I wish I'd dug her sooner. There she is, still creating, fingers bouncing on keys, releasing notes so crisp and riffs so flawless, sitting on cookbooks to command the scene. You'd better listen up, keep up. The teacher's talking. Okay. This one. Sister. Hey, sister. What's the deal? You've been so hurt, you never healed. Do you want to mend that broken heart? Only you can decide when it's time to start. You say you don't want to talk about it, even though you started to. You begin, then pause, stare ahead for no cause. Words stumble and hesitate, restate, then circumlocate, trying hard to formulate that story that can't wait. You replay scenarios inside your head, leaving much dialogue yet to be said. Wave it all away into the future. There it remains until it suits you. This is my latest. It's called Want You. I am going to have to let you pursue me. You are going to have to let me want you. I am going to have to let you know me too. You are going to have to let me hold you. I am going to have to let you touch me. You are going to have to let me kiss you. I am going to have to let you flow through me. You are going to have to let me enjoy you. I am going to have to love you, even though you don't love me too. All right. I'll do
Thank
one
you,
more.
Penny.
Yeah.
We're gonna do everybody first, and then if anybody's got any extra, but we still have time, we'll take it from there.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My pleasure. So happy to be here.
Hopefully I don't mess up the name too much. Ilanette? Would you
Yes, you got it, Illionette.
would you like to read next?
Yes, sure.
Go for it.
So I have two. The first one is called Home/Loneliness. Silence through the door I walk. Darkness, approaching rooms of dreadful thoughts. Furniture still and lifeless. What lies ahead of me or what dare disturb my space? 16 steps is all it takes to a mess of which my mind wakes. The chills, the shivers that take over my body, the memories of hatred. I scurry to see what other messes are in store for me. I feel like screaming to the outside world to help me, save me. I can't take the containment of my emotions anymore. Millions of unheard screams of love never heard. It's almost like standing in a crowded room and no one thinks to look up, invisible. Melancholy chords play songs in my head, leaving me feeling hopeless, lonely. Laundry, dishes, and many wishes of someday escaping to a better, safer place. Depression is the monster I once had to face day and night alone. No one understood why I would drift off, spaced out. Emotionless expressions that were hard to read, numbness I can't seem to shake, a never-ending cycle of sleepless nights that led to dreadful mornings. These are the thoughts during the lonely walks home I would take. They say you never know what it's like until you experience it. I say that may be true because how else would you know it exists until you see it yourself? My faith is what guides me every day I live to see another day. My faith is what helps me in my periods of complete darkness. What do you live for? What motivates you to achieve? Thank you. That was the first one. And then the second one is more of a poelity called Venus Enlightenment. Is it me, or do I not have a destiny? Insecurities lingering in the corner of my mind, locked away. Let me talk this out to myself. Exfoliating dead thoughts from my membrane takes time. Here goes the emancipation. My body parts are not animals for you to call out like it's yours to claim. I deter with my tunnel vision, focused on painting my glorious masterpiece, my future, my life. Unlike anything you have ever seen before, and combined with infinite knowledge and the warrior ancestors guiding me. What's my name? It's a curvature sculptured in a unique design. No need to share. Don't pretend like you actually care. Where's the respect? The ignorance is too much to bear. Where my mind and soul and body goes doesn't mean cutting off the circulation to my flow. I don't give my energy to any unnecessary animalistic call directed towards me. My smile doesn't need to please you. I will not empower you with my enchanting elegance. So save the suggestion to smile more often. Is it me, or do I not have a destiny? Ironic to witness the majority have fallen victim, trapped souls caged in boxes, destroying the spirit and kept from valuable virtues, weakening our morals and strength from within. No, sir, I don't blame you, for you may not know what you do, yet I refuse to feel sorry for someone who does not see beyond what the eyes speak. You will reap what you sow, lost soul. Ladies, we know how this world views us, though we have a hard time getting the credit and respect we deserve. The reason why chivalry is dying is because the majority have lost sight of our earthly goal living in between our chest and eyebrows. There's treasure inside while some are too busy hiding from the inside out, overcompensating the outside in. Our greatest power lies within the standards, worth, and value we put on ourselves. Is it me, or do I not have a destiny? Remember the great ancestors speak. You may feel lost, but your soul they cannot keep. This cruelty that surrounds my environment reminds me of a world too blind to respect and appreciate my essence that lives in between my eyes. No, my figure is not an invitation. Check yourself before you break yourself. My body parts are not your animals. You can, ooh, I'm sorry. You can holler at, demean, and downgrade. Don't call me a dime when I'm priceless. I don't give a piece of my energy to any unnecessary animalistic call directed towards me. It's time for spiritual awakenings and more clear visions of change for the greater. Do you know your story? What's on your mind? And are you willing to speak it unapologetically? The most powerful discovery is when you the infinite information from within. Our connection to the earth is deep rooted in the tree of life, daughters of Mother Earth. Is it me, or do I not have a destiny? Remember my ancestors speak. You are made in the image and likeness of the Creator, Queen.
Huzzah.
Huzzah, yes, indeed.
Wow, that was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank
well
you.
read, too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lynette. Before we bring up Megan Sullivan, I see a few new faces there, and I want to know if they want to be part of the open mic. Monet Gray, you want to be in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cyan, you want to be in?
Yep.
You want to read?
After, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. And it was one more. Elizabeth, would you like to read?
No, thank you.
Okie doke. And Linda, would you like to read?
No, I'm just a happy observer.
All righty. And Deborah, would you like to read?
Yes, I would love to.
Okie doke. All right, so our next reader, as the open mic rolls on, is Megan Sullivan.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Again.
I'm so happy to be a part of this space right now. This is really amazing. So thank you to everyone that has a part in putting this on. I'm going to read 2 pieces for you. Once on Ocean Avenue, when I had bit my tongue for 5 nights, when there were no open-ended questions and a sick absence of vegetables, and a bin brimful of empty plastic water bottles, you could tell everyone was dehydrated and lonely in the company of kin. Once, in the peak of my apathy at the start of spring, sitting in an Adirondack chair on a deck built by my father, I felt the rain begin in a misty fashion, greeting me softly in a quiet, gentle, stranger kind of way, as though my ancestors were somehow calling me back. And I don't have any interest in going in, and anyway, none peaks for a place that I've never been. As I sat, I remembered the times my mother had stroked my forehead with her fat fingers, the way my dad cried on the couch, clutching a cold Budweiser and sweat. It sweat and swelled the same way his eyes did when he'd lost his own. When I look in the mirror and see how the sunny day reflects as tired on my peach skin, it's like feeling sorry for produce turned prude when left too long. And when you leave potatoes in their sack, untouched for weeks on end, they begin to grow sprouts, and you can't help but think of how ugly they've become. Even though you know they're born of the potatoes, they're glycoloids, they're defensive toxins to keep them from being so vulnerable, but I can't help but gag when they show themselves. I can see myself grabbing at the butcher knife, shedding clean skin of anything that looks misplaced, and then these spuds, they're sitting there at the bottom of my compost bucket. They are waste, and I flex my muscles as the potatoes breathe clear of forced reflection. They have joined scraps where they blend in, where they look belonging, and yet I know they're just children, unfamiliar with their unsightliness. Boat rides and picture books beyond where traditions and dishes originate. Still, I have no appetite for whatever lingers out the kitchen window onto this unsightly, slippery deck. built by my father full of cracks and drenched in lacquer. That's my first piece. Thank you. And I just have this last one. Pain is more palatable than charcuterie board, more direct than DNR order, more friendly than latex neighbor, more staking than to forgive grandmothers. It is most sad and lonely hates a crowd. A crown given out at a pity party is no crown for survivor. Pain is less a point finger, less here nor there, less brie or barreled aged, less night owl, less catch worm. It is most simple and human, and more it is not one of a kind, than all the grapes mourners snack on are, pitted in bloody mornings with no stoop nor paper. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. That was beautiful. Thank you. Megan Sullivan. One thing I want to say about these open mics, and whenever people come up and read, whether we're doing it in a room or we're doing it from 17 different rooms throughout the world, it takes a lot of courage to do this. And you should all give yourselves a hand for having the courage to do that and to, you know, get your words out, get your feelings out. And you deserve a hand. And
You too.
our next reader is the man behind this whole contraption. He knows how to run it. He knows how to let people into the waiting room. And Mr. Greg Carell, come on, buddy.
Yeah, that amounts to just click. It's sort of what that is. Okay, so I have one poem. I don't get off easy for what I do wrong, for how I still sleepwalk some days. I can't unknow what I know since she died. Grief does that. Death does that. Not TV death, not movie death. Death, up close. Holding hands when they go, death. Death in pain, deforming death. When your child has, when my child had 200 tumors from brain to calf in muscle, organ, and bone. When pain meds failed and her month of struggle, disintegration. I am changed. That last week of holding, rocking, trying to understand her when she could not speak, but she was still in there, locked out from us, except touch and soothing words and endless expressions of love. As she writhed and moaned and grunted and twisted, waiting to die, wanting to die. I don't get off easy for what I do wrong, for how I still sleepwalk some days. I can't unknow what I know. It's coming for us. I won't soften it for you, but there was her soft hand in mine too. And now I know we all want someone to be there all the way. So I give you this soft thing, the only soft thing left. For everyone you love, know them all the way. Hold their soft hand in yours all the way. Maybe someone will do it for you, maybe not. But don't let anyone die alone.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. That was beautiful.
Thank you very much for sharing that.
So moving.
Our next reader is Monet Gray. Is she there? Monet, where'd you go?
I'm right here. You hear me?
There you go. I see you. Okay.
Okay, just letting you guys know. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. So if any point I'm saying my poem and you hear "Mommy,"
okay,
not a part of my poem.
All right.
One second, let me close my door. Okay. So hopefully there's no introductions. No interruptions. I'm going to recite my favorite poem. Every time I do open mics, I have to say this poem. And then I'll do another poem that I've recently written. So this poem that I'm going to recite is called You Never Know. And it is based off of a true story that has happened to me a couple of years ago. In 2016, I remember in December, my car wouldn't start. The key couldn't do its part as I tried to ignite the ignition with all of my strength. My heart couldn't take being stranded and abandoned. And I was being outlandish as I stood in the parking lot begging for a hand. It's hard asking someone for a boost, for a jump, for a spark. See, it was dark in that parking lot. I didn't know if I could help or not. I had my 3-year-old in the car and my 2-week-old sat with her. And did I mention it was December? Yes, the weather was bitter. I shivered, standing there asking if anyone was able to lend a hand with their jumper cables. My mind was unstable. And what if the tables was turned? Would I lend a helping hand to that woman or man that needed help? Damn. So you never know who you help. You never know who you aid. You never know who you assist, uplift, or save. Ma'am, could you please help? Sir, could you please stop? I'm stuck in this parking lot. See, my car won't start. Ma'am, hey, please help. Sir, please stop. I'm stuck in this parking lot. See, my car won't start. No kidding, I asked about 5 people for help. And none could help that day, and I was waiting and debating if I should call AAA until I saw a young couple coming right at me. They didn't walk past me. They stopped and asked me if things were okay. I felt my face turn red. I said, no, I'm stuck here. My car battery is dead. Do you have jumper cables? I need a boost. I need a spark. It's so cold. It's so dark over there. My car's parked. So the guy ran to his car, and the girl, she stayed with me. She comforted and consoled me. It was like she prayed with me. She made sure I was good. He came back, popped the hood, put out the red and black clips, and he did what he could. As we were outside waiting, they were so patient, never rude or degrading. They weren't evasive. They used genuine help. They never thought about self, and I honestly thanked them with every ounce that I felt. And this part right here is going to make your heart melt. 1 year later, in 2017, I remember in September, the first day of school. Yes, I am a teacher. I stood at the doorway, my hand extended to greet a bunch of 5-year-olds. And this one boy walked in with the biggest brown eyes and the biggest smile. And to my surprise, the same couple in the parking lot that brought me to tears was the parents of the boy that I'll be teaching that year. So you never know who you help. You never know who you aid. You never know who you assist, uplift, or save. You never know who you meet. You never know who you reach, and that situation taught me you never know who you teach. So with him, I made sure I used genuine help. I never thought about self, and every time I hugged him, I hugged his parents to express the feelings I felt. Thank you.
Oh, love it.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
You got the crowd eating out of your hand.
I'm going to recite another poem that I recently wrote, and it's about my love for high heels. I always wear high heels. I love wearing high heels. So this is my poem about my love for high heel shoes. Oh my God, I love high heels. The higher they are, the better. They make me feel better than ever. And if they ain't stilettos, I still ain't letting those touch my feet. Them platforms give me the platform to speak. Them pumps pump me up, lifting me 4 to 8 inches higher. That's what's up. They give me a nice catwalk, but I'll never wear kitten heels. Just give me some wedges cut like lettuce and not peeled. Ankle straps, slingbacks, I like that. Cone heels give me a nice feel, and that's facts. If I could go to bed with them on, I would. Now that I think about it, I should. You peep those peep toes? I got them on deck. I even got heels resembling corsets. Give me a high five when you see my thigh highs. I'm only 5'3", but they make me feel 5'9". They let me switch my hips when I walk down the street. Nothing else on my feet but a high heel that's unique. I'm a natural cutie when I wear ankle booties. They give me a better posture. They enhance my booty. My mule shoes make me feel like I'm off the hinges. Don't play with me, baby. Nothing smaller than 8 inches. They feel so right. They look so nice. They give me life. They give me height. They're so surreal. And if looks can kill, I will forever attack when I'm wearing my high heels. Thank you.
You make me want to wear high heels right now.
Me too. Me too.
Now that is definitely a piece my wife should have heard. Because she loves her high heels too. Thank you, Monet. That was awesome. Thank you very much. Our next reader, is it Cyan or Cyan?
It's Cyan.
Okay, Cyan Jackson. The stage is yours.
Okay, cool. This is my first open mic out. This is called The Box. When I closed my eyes, I saw a box. It was a boring box, clear and plastic, very used. You may see a box, but I see grief, longing, forgotten tears. I place this box under my bed. Everything becomes dark, and I see it and I blink back at me. What am I without my grief, without my depression, my anxiety? I'm attached to his sinking, melting into the floor, dust grasping his hands around my throat. What is a soul without the sadness, taunting into a fear of existence? Fear not, the box is underneath my bed, right where it belongs, right within reach. It is clear for all to see, but no one ever looks underneath my bed. Perhaps if I unbox it myself. Oh, that's better. How I missed your tears, your desires, your comfort. Certainly now it will be clear. Why is no one looking? Why is no one looking? Perhaps everyone has their box under their bed. Clear, solid, sealed, opened, cracked. Certainly they'll let me see their box. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. I want to see her box. I want to grasp into her chest and hug her heart, but I can't, and her box is sealed. Release me from this curse of empathy. So now I show and tell through these digital walls. Here is my box, treat it with care, so one day I can close my eyes and never see it again.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done, Cyan.
Nice way to start your first open mic.
Great. Can I read one more?
Yeah.
Thank you. Hit me with a dose of melanin, get under my skin, let me in. Leave nothing to desire. I will stand the fire, just for a chance to know what it's like, to know what I am, to feel one and whole. I hear it's good for the soul. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Cyan Jackson, our first time, everybody.
Yay, welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Our next reader, Deborah Guerrero Randall. You're next.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you fine.
I have two pieces I'd like to read with you tonight or today. I miss it. First one is called In Plain Sight. What does my face tell you? Today is just another day in a masquerade as I sit here hidden in plain sight. Do you think you know me? The unmarried bride standing at the front of the church, hiding behind a veil of lace. I cry sweet tears when I'm happiest. The sugar crystals coat my cheeks. I smile devilishly when angry, becoming hell to what causes me pain. Every day is a masquerade and I'm hidden in plain sight. When the sun shines upon me, you still can't see my true nature. I keep it hidden behind reflective sunglasses so you cannot peer into my soul. Careful, what you thought you saw in me today may not be tomorrow. I have hidden behind war paint, saluting men I didn't respect, all while wearing a uniform that didn't respect me. I played army with the best of them, and they never knew. But my enemies saw my life, hidden within the camouflage. I was visible to judging eyes. Playing hide and seek as a child, I hid in my house in any closet that I fit. It was not that I gave up on the game. I was smart enough to hide within my own temple, where no one would look. Still waiting for it to be safe to come out from my secure place and to get to home base. I was good at hiding. I hid the best parts of me in plain sight. Still think you can identify me? If I wear too much makeup, you think me a beautiful whore, wanting money for my love, because it's blazoned all over my face. Too little on my pouty lips, I'm the innocent prude. Ice in my veins, self-righteous and unfulfilled. You become afraid of me and what's behind my mask of beauty. Truthfully, my mask is made of concrete, steel, and rubber. Not eyeshadows, lipsticks, and false lashes. No wrecking ball can destroy me. No nakedness of my heart will be exposed to be mocked. I will show you no signs of weakness. A tease to my heart and soul, no one will ever be again. See the scars on my face from scratching to remove my mask? My life has become so hidden in a masquerade, you have no idea what is real and what is actually covered in feathers and sequins. I'm sure you believe I'm lying to you, but I'm not. Just hiding, right in front of you. But does it matter the mask I wear in plain sight, if you are blind to who I really am anyway? Thank you.
Moving.
My next piece is called The Undoing. She was unafraid, uncaged, unclaimed, uncontrollable, undiscovered, uninvolved, untreated, untouchable, unloved, but searching, unacknowledged, unappreciated, unattractive, unchosen, unemotional, unhappy, unpolished, unrenewed, unwanted, unfortunate. I never knew what it was she saw that my eyes and those of lying loves could not see. We were unapparent, unchartered, unconfirmed, undeclared, unkissed, unjoined, unmatched, unprepared for the future. I thought I was unassured, uncustomary, undeserving, undetected, unfathomable, unnoticeable, unorthodox, unseen, unsolicited, unworthy. I closed my mind to the possibility that she could love me the way my heart cried for. But she taught me to be unapologetic, unashamed, uncensored, untraditional, unbreakable, unconquered, unconstricted, uncontaminated, undramatic, unimpeded, unjaded, unnameable, unpenetrated, unpredictable. I will not change who I am to make you comfortable. Underestimated, unassisted, uncluttered, undamaged, undefeated, unenslaved, unfaded, unhampered, unleashed, unobstructed, unscathed, unshakable, unlocked, unloaded. There is no stopping my growth. It is beyond my control. I have become undone. The sun has shone through the windows of my soul, and I am reawakened to reacquaint, reclaim, recommit, reconstruct, rededicate, redefine, reflect, rehydrate, reinspire, reinvent, reinvest, revolt, rewrite, reemerge. The healing and cleansing from scars that will no longer mar my spirit, loving me for me and you for you, and letting the rest fall where they choose. So I revive, respect, re-embrace, re-glorify, rejoice, recite, redesign, reaffirm, rearm, reload, re-attack, reconquer, rebirth, re-educate, reinforce, refresh, reunify, remix my song. I wear the crown of a queen, the smile of a lover, and the bravado of a warrior. I stand before you, rejuvenated.
Well done.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, Deborah. Elizabeth, I forgot. Did you want to read?
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, then that leads us to a longtime supporter of Calling All Poets and a great advocate for Hudson Valley poetry, Irene O'Garden. Got to unmute yourself, Irene.
Thank you. Wonderful to see everybody continuing to create poetry, read poetry, share poetry, and in the middle of what we're in the middle of. I'm going to read one piece of poetry, and then I'm going to read a prose poem. This is called Snow in May. Shocked robins, stunned buds, sap cracked twigs. Tenderness is lost to us this season. Dawn chorus addled as corona shattered choirs, brown and brittle fiddle heads arrested in mid-curl, like students stunted, absent one another. Tenderness is lost to us this season. Spring liquor kinked in the veins of the leaves. Circulation still as transportation, though air circulates. And the stone planet with the lava heart we know is moving, for the hour grows late. Hours move in nonchalance of weather. Tenderness is lost to us this season. And this is a prose poem from my new book that just came out called Glad to Be Human.
Woohoo!
Thank you. And it's called Why Write? So I thought everybody would appreciate that one today. Words, dependable as the rising sun of day, bear mysterious images shying out of my forest, learning to trust me. I feel their breath, their lips on my palm. Welcome to my clearing. I will care for you. Some are exotic with towering iridescent plumage or gleaming spotted hides. Others are humble, shrew-sized gray furs streaking over my forest floor. They tame me to calmness, patience, openness. They take me from the world of time, from the snipping and fitting of activities, the piecework of deeds. Live the long flow, they say, like wide, wind-waved wheat in the sun from horizon to horizon. Each image brings a presence. Often it is wrapped in questions, set in the moment like a plant in dirt. They invite me, some, to ride upon their backs, and I do, to feel the mighty charge and challenge of galloping muscles beneath me. Some, mostly smaller ones, ask me to become them, and I do, feeling the flapping of webbed furry wings or the dance of the multiple legs. Then I may ask, what's to be done? They answer only, ride, ride, and be. So I lie down, and some of them lick me like a block of salt. I see I too am something for them. Others begin to nibble, and it does not hurt at all. It tickles. It feels warming and appropriate, and others now are taking bigger bites. They are devouring me, these images, and it is such an act of love. Lush washes of feeling formed by the pleasure-woven wisdom of the earthy eating way one must pass to know the truth. We are beyond our eaten bodies. We are a mist of knowing, selves without cells, awareness itself, cascading through innumerable bodies. We are the wind through the wheat in every way, and each of the ripe heads blowing.
Beautiful. Thank you, Irene.
Thank you. Congratulations on your book.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
And congratulations on the book. Absolutely.
Thank you.
We've got a few moments left. So as I said prior to, Jim, did you want to read anything?
No, Mike, I want to let everybody else use up the time.
Okay. So let's go back to the very beginning. And Yolanda, you're up.
Now the crowd loves it.
I'm right. I'm okay. I'm right here. I'm right here. I have some fresh ink, as we call it, in trying to get to it real fast. I'm sorry. All right. So this fresh ink. I wonder if I will be the type of mom to bury my daughter alive, to suffocate her with my unbirthed dreams that died the day that she was born. I wonder if I will trade in dreams and goals for clean house and iron sheets that she be required to replicate. I wonder if I will hold her hostage to my expectations, my realizations that dreams are sometimes just that, dreams. I wonder if I will block out her black girl magic because I have emptied all I had in my bag. I wonder if I will hold grudge, get jealous of her success, and remind her that all she has I could have had if I didn't have her. I wonder if I will be so broken that I won't believe she can be or have better than me. Better yet, will I not want her to be better than me? Will I gaze at her beauty and wonder how it beget my bitter? How, if poked at my pride, will that guy that comes for her hand catch hell from me because that guy never caught me? Will I wedge my past into her present and destroy her future? I wonder on a day when I cry while washing the dishes, will the water overflow to the floor with regrets? Will I vacuum up the leftover black girl magic that remained when she decided to leave? Will I be broken and bitter in a plastic covered house no one can touch, trying to be like the daughter I killed, not realizing that she be part of me, particles of black magic curated from my spell? Will I forget I taught her the same strength that slips from my soul? Will I wish her anything other than just the best better can be? Or will I not want her to be better than me? I wonder if I will be the type of mom to bury my daughter alive. I wonder if I will nightly haunt home with my half-healed wounds, call it midnight hour musings, meditations on the moments of memories only memories can edit, rain tears of regrets I haven't come to terms with yet, stumble while trying to solidify my importance while making her feel less than. I wonder if I'll be the type of mother to bury my daughter alive, prim and proper her curls and bows even when she shows me that's not her promise, to shovel dirt on decisions she needs the strength enough to make. in the safety of my arms, taking away a layer of protection and missing the skill set in learning how to choose mothers, Black mothers, some be more agent than mother, more coach than mother, more stage mom than mother, more pimp than mother, more hobbit ring holder than mother, the precious, more broken mirror in the reflection of having a girl kind of mother, more broken that you'll go through, I went through kind of mother. Maybe I can be the I'll give you everything I never had because I'll ask you what you need kind of mother. I'll show up and not out, but show interest kind of mother. Maybe I won't get it right, but I'll never bury you in a grave I saw fit to lay in. I wonder if she'll be mad at me for saying everything I don't want to be. I just pray that this dirt under my nails don't give away that I'm digging a grave.
Fantastic.
That was awesome.
That was
Thank
so
you,
beautiful.
Yolanda.
Ooh, that's a fan, Yolanda.
Thank you very much.
That's a
Fabulous, Yolanda. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
Cyan, are you still there? She left. Okay. Our next reader, Penny Brody.
Oh, thank you. Dookie dookie dookies. Okay. We're going. Got me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let's I do this one a lot of different ways. Let's see. I'm going to start with just a little bit of music. I'm going to start like this. It's called Blue Moment. Ba-ba-doo ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-doo beep. Shkoo-boo-ba-doo-boo-boo-boo-boo-ba-dee-boo-boo-ba-doo-bop. Ba-ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-ba-ba-dee-boo-boo-doo-bee. Shkoo-boo-ba-doo-boo-boo-boo-ba-dee-boo-boo-doo-pow. What are you gonna do, girl? What are you gonna do? Sit yourself down. Write yourself some blues. What are you gonna tell, girl? What are you gonna say? No hiding from the truth. It's living for today. Tell it like it is, girl. Tell it like it was. In between, it was just too mean until now, well, you know, because. No more reason for answers. No more reasons to fear. Past and present, free to be. Sharp, crisp, edgy, clear. Give yourself permission, girl. Give yourself a break. The future's in motion, and right here, right here, right here is a starting place. Take a look around, girl. Take a good look around. Eyes wide open. Hear every sound. Blues singing soulful now. Blues singing soul. Words given up, put down a way to say. What are we told? Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Penny.
You, Penny.
We've got two folks who've joined us. Sin, do you want to read? Sin, would you like to read?
I'll
Hi.
read. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. You got two poems.
Well, I you know what? I'm gonna do just one. I'm usually a spoken word artist, so they tend to be a little more animated, and I might curse a little bit, so forgive me.
It's okay.
So my name is Sin. You can catch me on Instagram. Sin is Sin, or createdbysin.com. That's my website. It's still on the works. So I have a poem. It talks about the fact that I can write with my left and my right hand. I'm ambidextrous. I also happen to be a bisexual woman. So it's like I'm bi in every sense of the word. And having a conversation with my cousin, this kind of just came about. My hands go both ways, as do I. When I write lefty, it doesn't take away from my right. It just isn't being used at that moment to write, right? When I write righty, it doesn't take away from my left hand. It's just a switch up. An ability that means that I can alternate and fluctuate at my say. But I'm always holding hands that go both ways. See, they go both ways, as do I in my sexuality and my identity. I'm fluidly living life. I relinquish all judgment. I don't give a damn what people think I should like or whom they think I should like. Because my attractions to humans, that kind of goes both ways. Like these hands, even as they come together to pray. When asked if I'm a lesbian, I say, yeah, I am. And I am a homo. By that I mean sapien, because I love women. Don't ever get that wrong. I like men too. Both attractions are strong. And I won't discount anyone in the in-between, because what's between your legs don't really matter to me. See, these hands go both ways, like my sex and my ID, but before we even get there, you gotta get me mentally. Because my mind, that fucker goes both ways too. If you ask my doctor, he gonna tell you I'm bipolar. Type 2. But he a liar. The devil usually is. He only want me for my Medicaid so his pockets could get rich. He try to give me lithiums and Xannies, and those pills are no joke. It might as well be coke, and I don't want none. Give me some Mary J, and I go smoke. I take some paint, I mix it up and let it flow. Because this two-sided chick just had to let it go. Because these hands, they go both ways, and I'm going to keep rocking with that, and I don't give a damn who else does. Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you, Sin.
I appreciate y'all. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Sin.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Very good.
Rick Gibbons, you're next.
How do I mute myself? Oh.
There you go.
There he is. Gotta unmute yourself.
Gotta unmute yourself, Rick.
Can you hear my voice, my vocal tone?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Never used it before. Sorry, I'm a dummy. Rick Gibbons, Hudson Valley's biggest scumbag. Facebook, Instagram, Hudson Valley's biggest scumbag. You can catch me crying in my bedroom, and I got two joints here. E-Buzz. Tears stream down my face as she cradles my head, whispers, "You know I'm in love with you," as planets explode all around us. The other one, Desire is a cruel bitch. Fill my cup with as much living as I can take before the bottom breaks or it overflows, whichever comes first. I'm also Tiger Boy. Thank you.
That's it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, our next reader. John, you got one? John Martucci. Did he leave?
I think he's gone.
Okay. Fred Poole.
Yes, I'm here. This is called Angry Morning. If I need a little anger to get the blood coursing, I can think of 9/11, which was loved by so many. The focus, the simplification, the racist part two, the bloodthirsty justifications for stepped-up executions. America, right or wrong, mostly when wrong, which was when patriotism most needed. And the love extending to sports, and the torturing of bulls and chickens, the favoring capitalism and Tom Hanks cornball movies. Oh, those fuckers, the subtle and obvious fuckers, they can't take a joke. Ah, am I coming alive?
Thank you, Fred.
Yeah.
Fred Poole. Elanette, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Want to do another one?
Yeah, sure.
Come on, join the band.
All right, so this one is called Dear Heartbreak. It's Wednesday. It's 3 hours past the midnight hour, and you are heavy on my mind. I can't keep up with all the thoughts racing faster than the speed of light. I have so much I want to say and don't even know where to begin. My whole being is mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted, constantly replaying our last moments together. It has been 5 years, 60 months, 260 weeks, and 1,823 days since the end of our world. 5 years of holding back tears and keeping myself from tripping over the thought of your name. 5 years of being stuck on the love I had for you. 5 years of living with excuses of what may seem like justification for my actions. In reality, I was stuck in the past. The sleepless nights and melancholy days filled with hopeless dreams of one day taking back everything I gave. Every man after you has been unfairly suffering the consequences of your actions. This burning sensation in my chest has festered into such hatred towards everything in sight and body and mind. X marks the spot of my first cut, which is the deepest. So many years have gone by and I still remember your entire name and birthday. Hate is so strong it carries more weight than all the planets of our Milky Way galaxy combined, but in your case, hate describes how I feel about you in every letter and syllable of the word. We all have one, our first love, the first example of knowing what it truly means to be naked. Falling head over heels while soaring above the clouds, above all the worries and cares of the world, this person becomes the significant other, significant in meetings, significant in all ways. The late night phone calls that last longer than getting your hair and nails done at the salon, the sneaking around with your friends to cover for you and them, the all day cuddling, watching your favorite movies or her favorite movie because you want to show her that you love her and vice versa. The last minutes when you are on the phone or cuddling before you say goodnight to see you later, or you just want those last minutes to last a little longer. Then the day comes when the both of you make the decision to take it to the next level where your harmonic bodies intertwine, creating beautiful melodies of sweet as candy music. It seems too good to be true that you've allowed someone else the permission to see all sides of you. Love is a dangerous risk we are all willing to take, but the results are always life-changing, whether good or bad. I couldn't take my eyes off of you. If admiration were a sin, then Lord forgive me, for I am a sinner, because there is nobody who can compare to your masculine sculpture, the shape of a god. You once made me feel as beautiful as the goddess Aphrodite. Your strong embrace and as sweet as apple pie words made me feel like the only girl in your world. I would cry in your arms as you would wipe away my tears of sadness, made me believe that you would always protect me. Suddenly, fast forward 6 months later, everything changed. Our world was shaking all around like a California earthquake. The magnitude of our arguing amplified off the Richter scale. It came out of nowhere. No one was prepared for these turn of events that soon became the beginning of the end. Everything had changed. You were not the same boy I met that long ago. You no longer gave me the freedom to be myself, controlling my everyday actions and speech. Everything was different. I became the fear I feared the most of all because I was wrapped up in the love I had for you. I lost sight of my infinite beauty from within. I loved you on purpose. I gave you everything on purpose for you to take advantage of and abuse the love I gave. You had vacancy in the section of my heart that still craves vulnerability, but I still no longer use that damn sorry. I can no longer use another damn sorry. Wash away the tears of another woman with all the sorries because I refuse to accept yours. This time I'm not going to go looking for love or comfort for another man. This time I'm going to work at loving myself unconditionally. I'm going to leave you where you belong, the past with the memories. I'm no longer that little girl you once knew. I'm a woman working hard every single day to pursue the larger-than-life dreams that will one day become her reality. It is funny, you once used to say to me that I couldn't live without you, but baby, I'm standing here reciting this letter stronger than ever before. Sincerely, Warrior.
Well done. Thank you, Lynette.
Thank you.
I just want to, before we do the last couple of readers, I just want to remind everyone to give a hand to Poet Gold for putting this whole thing together.
Yes.
And if you're interested in doing other Zoom open mics and participating in any Calling All Poet events, just either visit our website, www.callingallpoets.net, scroll to the bottom of the page and put in your email and you will get the MailChimp email blasts. Or if you want to put your email to either Greg or Jim or I personally on the chat, please feel free to do so. Our next reader, Light Skin, come on back.
Hey, no problem. Thank you very much. So, I'm definitely listening to everything and thank you, all the poets and artists that are on here sharing. I think it's very important that we get all our emotions and feelings out in unison and individually. I'm going to, so for the most part, this comes forth based off of a conversation that I overheard. And in that conversation, there were some things that were kind of said that people didn't think I heard. So through that came this piece called Being Hispanic. And this is the way the conversation went. All right, let's speak honestly. Why do you hate me? I know it's not the music or the culture which I'm a part. It definitely can't be the anger that you put in my heart. Couldn't be the bagginess of my jeans. That's none of your concern. Why would it be the fact that a voice is heard, but now it's my turn? Wonder if it's my speech or what you call an impediment. Or is it that I'm knowledge filled with energy? Is it my walk or what you call a sway? Or that I broke the stereotypes to do things my way? Is it that I spent time on my corner, got you watching my every moves? Or that I'm talented and I ain't got a damn thing to prove? No, I know exactly what it is. Is that I lead instead of follow? I mentally control my tomorrow. Speak with authority, I can't be held. I live what you tell when it's called hell. My passion is stronger than your desires. My goals have always been put in a level that's higher, but I accomplish them and run over the hurdles in my path. You hate me because I do it with strength and a laugh. Looks easy, and that's why your depression is so manic. And plus my race has always been his panic. And this Latin knows everything you plot. You hate me because you want what I got, but you blame it on my tongue because you say it's loose. But most of all, you despise me because I can reproduce. Light skin, 1, 2, 3.
Nicely done.
Thank you, thank you. And you guys, by all means, I'll put it on the chat as well. If you guys want to reach me on Instagram, I am real light skin 123, REALLITESKIN 123. Once again, thank you guys very much for the forum, for the stage, for the platform. This is very powerful, especially on a Saturday afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming by and hanging out.
No problem.
Deborah, you want one more? You got one more?
I do.
Good.
I do have another.
Come on up.
This is from an anthology I was published in 2011. It's called Other Tongues, Women of Mixed Race Speak Out. And this is my piece. It's called My Sister, Mi Hermana. I'm sorry. I need to get this. Okay. You're a beaner? You're a spick? ¿Hablas español? ¿Eres negra? ¿Eres morena? Why don't you speak Spanish? My sister, but I'm here, and I'm just like you. Black mamas didn't want me around. Latina madres wouldn't see me. Never Mexican enough, never black enough. Mi abuelita called mommy a nigger lover. Does that make me the nigger? Because mommy loves me. Dad's mom said, don't marry that dirty Mexican. So he didn't. Because my color was different from her, mommy cursed all who stared. Racism from my own people, the people of my races. Mi hermana, pero yo soy aquí, and I'm just like you. Was taught to identify myself because society would surely try to label me, though unrecognizable to most, including the census, Black of non-Hispanic descent, Hispanic white of non-Black race. Let me be a color instead. Blaxican brown, a new crayon to beautify the world. Both sides say, I'm not a real Black girl. I'm not a real Mexican girl. I won't deny one for the other. My sister, mi hermana, I'm here, and I'm just like you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Really wonderful.
That was great. Sin, you want to do one more? Come on. I got to unmute yourself. There you
All
go.
right. It's my first Zoom like ever. So
Welcome to it.
thank you. I still try to figure out. I'm like, how do I give her snaps without like unmuting and that was dope. That was dope. Okay. This one was a prompt. I like to do free writing. So somebody prompted me. The prompt was when it's good. The furniture slides from one side of the room to the other. I'm proud of seeing this change. The clothes in that corner chair dance their ways into dresser drawers upon hangers, their rhythm in tune with my own heartbeat. I write notes to lovers past, present, and hopeful for the future, preparing this loving soul to embrace another, letting the past know I appreciated the time we spent. Friends and family beckon, and I have no issues running to heed the call, my call to action leading me to play hero in someone else's quest. These are the things that I do best, but only when it's good. At these times, joy radiates from inside me, and I want to be alive, so I feed it just right. But then, it's not so good anymore. Not sure if that's a bad thing, but it's definitely a sadness that I have without even a cry. The clothes start piling on the chair, overflows. Sometimes I don't dance with them and they've lost their vibe, so they crumple to the floor, not caring if I walk by. Words become putrid as I die inside, and I let it justly, though it don't sound right, it sound ugly to me, it does. But it's how I feel in the moment, so I search for a buzz, search for anything that's numbing, even if I don't like. Anything is better than feeling this life, so my words become ugly, looking to fight, trying to hurt others, invite them to feel the way that I feel inside. The phone never rings till someone needs something from me. Wary, I don't answer. Just fucking text me. Cause I might get on the line and start talking real nice, only to be triggered and let my river run dry. I'm sad. No, I don't wanna fucking cry. Please stop telling me everything's gonna be all right. I know that. What I don't know is why. I've sneezed a few times and there's dust everywhere. I haven't moved furniture. There's clothes, there's too much crap over there and over there. It's everywhere. Oh, I lost my place. I lost it. So I'm trying to fit. So that was a free write, one of my Instagram captions, and it went onto the like I had to finish it in the comments, but because I'm looking at it in the computer, I can't see the comments. But when it's good, it's really good until all of a sudden it's not good no more. So
That was really wonderful, Sam.
thank
Really wonderful.
Strong stuff.
Strong stuff indeed. Yeah.
We've had a lot of strong stuff here this afternoon.
Yes, we have.
And that's what makes the voices in the Hudson Valley not only necessary but resonant. And that goes for every one of us, and every one of us that it inspires the other one to do something. And
Sure.
we're approaching our last few minutes. Anybody have anything else they want to read?
I'll read something.
Yeah, go for it.
Good. I haven't read this in a while. Scares the enemy. Pale bearded faces, atop tired sweaty horses, kicked up a dusty tornado around a young painted man. Blood-soaked dirt, that of his brothers, stained his moccasins. He looked one last time up to Father Sky, who accepted his gut-wrenching battle cry. Scares the enemy pulled the sharpened deer horn from his leather-beaded legging, thrust it deep into the hard-packed Mother Earth, and tied himself to it. That strap made by the woman waiting for him out in the plains of their tribe. She braided that strap with sweet grass, right over middle under left, left over middle under right, life giving strength over fear, fear under prayers, over tears. Scares the enemy stood tall, tied to that stake, startling his attackers. He with no weapon except his courage and conviction, his determination more powerful than their drawn rifles. This is my ancient home, the land of my people, always was and always will be. He not alone, but secured there with all the elders, going back centuries to the time of the giant ones, whose stories are told around fires to the old and especially the young, so they can understand and touch the history inside themselves. Those soldiers in their saddles had fingers hesitating on the triggers. Horse hooves beat the ground like mallets on drumheads, creating the death song as that brave stood strong, sang loud, and scared the enemy.
Thank you, Penny. I just want to say for all the new faces out there, Penny Brody is one of the folks that we always lean on whenever we do our jazz poetry programs, and hopefully we will be doing more of them in the future as soon as the places begin to open up and we can all get together again. Jazz poetry features some of the finest jazz players in the area, and we let loose and everybody has a great time.
I miss it. I can't wait.
I know, me too.
Just when we started, it'll stretch out.
That's right.
We got cut short.
Our next open micer, the return of Greg Carell. Greg, you gotta unmute yourself.
Do you need anything?
No, we gotta go with this.
Water? Nothing?
No, fine. Thank you.
Hi.
There you
I know.
There he goes.
Okay, it's a short one. A friend got us a weekend gig moving big irrigator pipes across hayfields in the Bitterroot. After the morning effort, we hauled ourselves over to the narrow defiles along the western side, the thickly pined, coruscated wetness below Frog Peak, east of Skookum Butte, to pick berries. Huckleberries in straggling 8-foot hedges, real blueberries hugging lichenous rocks, red raspberries everywhere, miles of them crabbing the clearings, black-cap raspberries by the road and on ridge edges, true blackberries heavy in the hand, luminous orange salmonberries higher up, filling the sunny breaks. And crowding every cascading rivulet and slip-along creek, thimbleberries, like prurient thumbs, giant upside-down cones under lime green leaves, big as hats, that fall when you jostle the vine. We pick for polyglot pie, 6 inches high, and fill buckets. Leftovers are for pancakes, or crushed for juice, or plopped into jelly jars of late-night grappa.
I like that ending.
Nicely done, Greg.
Nicely done, Greg. Jim, you sure you don't want to read something? Jim.
What?
Come on, read something.
Yeah.
All right, just one.
Come on.
Just one. Just one. It's called Shades of Brown. Having brown skin, is it a sin? It may feel like it at times, but there's nothing to confess at best. The color of my skin is a win-win. Then again, I am sound wearing my color brown. Others think my shade falls short and try to distort my existence. They tend to freak because the mystique of my shade of brown hides well the embarrassing reds that creep into pale yellow cheeks that are falsely fed. The absurdity past breed, indeed. On the other end of the spectrum, friend, where brown is darkened over again and yields to the darker tone of black, you think we'd have each other's back. But no, there are those who would attack, saying that exterior is simply inferior. I swear, those niggas are on crack. Say what you will about what white America thinks about the color of people darker than a pale pink, because over the years I had to discover is what you think, my sister, my brother, that really concerns me. You see, the attitudes we have amongst ourselves toward the shades of brown and black in our community has me wondering, how did we get so uppity to start bickering over what shade of brown is good, you see? Where's the unity when we are not down with our shades of brown? Where's the unity when we are not down with our shades of brown? Where's the unity? Thank you.
Jimmy, founder of Calling All Poets, the man who started this whole thing 21 years ago. You know what happens at the end of these things when there's a few minutes left? The host gets to read. And so I'm going to read two pieces. Rick, do you have another piece you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
You and me. The violence in our hearts rubs up against each other in a certain type fashion, like sandpaper, two pieces, removing the grit from one another, constant friction, honest, true, to reveal two sheets of calligraphy inked in gold. Tiger Boy, zoom, zoom, and you boom, boom.
Thank you, Rick. All right. We'll end the evening with me, I guess. It wasn't how we planned it, but that's okay. I'm going to do two pieces relatively new, and this one's called In the Gray Light. In the gray light of the east side, a fine assortment of freaks gather the garden party. The wine ain't cheap, and I can't tell if I've blown the sure double play or if the yump should be tending tables, stocking shelves, and not upending all the headspace of the strangers duly noted. In the gray light of the east side, I'm walking the mulberry and redbud, the vegetable gardens in flower, my mind tuned, but not to F minor, like a fevered cat on Houston, shadow jousting, hailing Lenin, hailing the brightening city blue, the air hushed, flawless, the river a hug of diamonds. And we've been hearing a lot of late about the end of the world. So this is what this is all about, and it's called Family Portraits. The language of extinction mummifies the jawbone a lot of late, don't you think? And don't you think its grim fascination holds sway our intimacies, our tainted syncopations? It's more than a loss of species, you know, especially ours. It's like no more arts and sciences, Thomas Paine and Joni. It's the other side of now without mosquitoes, the mountain pygmy possum, and those geese who shit, like us, over everything. No more spiral sun orchard where monarchs play amid rainforest orchids. Think of it. The loss of bees, dialects gone, habitats miscarry. Grandma's sauce no longer tastes like Sunday. But that's the rub with colonization. We spread, expand, exfoliate until we recede, retreat, die off in a parlance all our own. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Poet Gold. I want to thank you guys all for participating. These things wouldn't happen if you didn't step up. So give yourselves a hand. Spread the word. Spread the word. You know what Poet Gold does. Calling All Poets does it too. 3 times a month. First Fridays of the month, second Mondays of the month, and third Thursdays of the month. And if you want to get information, just join the mailing list and you'll get the Zoom links, and you're all more than welcome. Again, thank you for coming today. Everyone have a fine afternoon and evening. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Have a good one, everybody.